Greetings everyone, and Grade here with another Company Heroes 2 replay. So on the south side, as the north side, the blue team tends to have the messed up colors, we has the red USF player who have Frodosynthesis. As our teammate as the magenta USF player, we have Aglaya, Lilich. So on the south side, as the orange USF, so triple USF, we have Apple. Spawn as the Cyan OKW player with Osas? 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 I have no idea. As the blue OKW player, we have EliteGunCZ, and as the blue OKW player, we have EliteGunCZ. Got one immediate doctrine lock-in of defensive, community defensive doctrine. And on the US side, we got one immediate doctrine lock-in for red as the heavy cav commander. Kubavag is pushing his way forward, trying to get some early damage in, or an early scouting. Oh, on the right side, we do have these forces pushing their way forward. And the Shroom Pioneers do get inside the garrison. They will have 3 windows firing. They will be out of range of the riflemen. No, they're able to fire some shots, but ineffectively. On the left and the center, we do got some rear echelon and riflemen. They will be receiving a Wehrmacht sniper soon. And on the north side, we have 2 riflemen getting quite significantly hit by the Kubelwagen. Kubelwagen will need to fall back, sending a bit too much fire right there. Shroom Pioneers have not managed to fully wire off everything. They do get behind the heavy cover there, and the Kubelwagen is going to pitch in some bit more damage at maximum range. Grenadiers here do find some flake shots there on the rear echelon, but they do get overwhelmed. Since he went for a sniper, he has delayed response to these forces. Wehrmacht sniper fires a shot onto the rear echelon, not the greatest of targets. This Volksgrenadier squad has 4 windows firing, so it's relatively decent garrison at the moment. Not like the best garrison, however, but is able to do a lot of damage to this rifleman squad, no problem. 221 is being deployed out by the Cyan OKW player, and the blue one is repairing up his Kubelwagen now. Orange has selected the infantry company, and the Shroom Pioneers ripping apart those rear echelons. Shroom Pioneers falling on back. This garrison could be de-garrisoned to get more guns firing. Though he's doing a good job of drawing fire along the Volksgrenadiers are here to advance and should be able to win that fight, no problem. He could move over here, capture and retreat back. Over here, riflemen charging forward, trying to deal with that Wehrmacht sniper, but do not manage to get it. In fact, receive quite a bit of fire. We do got some Pathfinders, we got Airborne being selected, so we got all doctrines selected by the US players. Over here, we got Cyan, of course, have selected the Elite Armor, and got Unit Defensive. Only blue, we don't know what doctrine he's gone for yet. Over on the left side, we got the Rifleman behind heavy cover. And he has utilized the detection ability. Riflemen start making their way forward. He's getting some good damage there onto the Kubelwagen. The Volksgrenadiers are focusing fire, but they need to, of course, probably need to retreat back. The Riflemen are mid-range. They will rip apart these Volksgrenadiers, no problem. And the Riflemen are focus firing as well. That one does retreat back nice and early, because he needs to retreat back early with that much firepower in the region. This Volksgrenadier squad starts stand and fight, getting some good damage in and fall back nice and early. The Kubelwagen getting some good damage in as well, which provides a big difference in, because now this force seems a lot less scary with all that damage onto them. Shroom Pioneers advancing, making some good damage in, but they're way outnumbered. We do got the Wehrmacht sniper supporting them, as well as some Grenadiers to help protect the sniper. Riflemen here are still in a bit of a precarious position for both sides, honestly. They're wounded, they can't really push too far forward, but they are in a position where you can't really push into them. Ambulance, however, pushing its way forward, getting some much healing for these forces. Actually, that must have been a mistake right there. 221. Now we're seeing a bit of fire right there as the captain's now advancing. Sniper does get a good hit there onto the captain as the cannon warper is trying to get some destruction on the heavy cover. Wehrmacht Sniper is trying to avoid the... Ooh, the Wehrmacht Sniper does go down to the captain. Couldn't retreat back with the Pathfinders in the region. Yellow's 222 now is making some advance to support the 223. Now it is a 223. And it's likely going to capture the sector to set up 223 to get some additional income. He's pushing forward, trying to get the anti-tank rifle grenade. He is going to get the anti-tank rifle grenade off, but it's not enough to kill it off. On the left side, we've got the rifleman setting up some sandbags, receiving some fire there from the Volksgrenadiers. He will set up the sandbags in time, but will receive a lot of fire return, and there's plenty of heavy cover for the Volksgrenadiers to duke it out. He's going to push on forward, or fall back, soft retreat to the ambulance. And he's going for an anti-tank rifle grenade there with one other rifleman. Does throw an incendiary grenade there to deny the use of that sandbags, and that Kufagen is severely wounded and does not manage to kill it off. Over here we've got a AA half-track being deployed on out to support the efforts of the AA half-track and to support the effort of the AA half-track. 3 AA half-tracks, 1 from each player. That's a little bit overkill. No Dr. Zero for air support. No Dr. Here for air support either. We could potentially see, if C goes for Fallschirmjäger, they at least have anti-air for the Fallschirmjägers, but there's only one potential doctrine remaining for them to shoot down aircraft. Show Pioneers are still behind heavy cover. We've got a cannon over here to support as well. Currently, he is not deployed to set up. Does take out the AE half track right there, so very good hit there. Show Pioneers are currently suppressed. They could potentially throw a stun grenade to stop the advance of these forces, but he's going to stick around and fight since he doesn't feel like he's in the 2-2-3s in any major threat. Captain receiving lots of fire there. Down to one last model, needs to fall back. Rifleman could throw another anti-tank rifle grenade. And does actually throw another anti-tank rifle grenade right there, but he still has a bit of health remaining. A rifle grenade being fired. He had a late response there, gets some damage there. And we'll be able to get some more bullets into the Pathfinders before they get behind cover. The Pathfinders now is very precarious. They still have both the scope rifles up, but they do get forced to fall back. A half-track now advances well. The Grenadiers will need to fall back as well. There's nothing much they can't do against it. They're actually prone to being wiped at the moment. Over here, we've got an incendiary grenade being thrown into the building. Over here, we do have the Volksgrenadier inside this garrison. Not exactly a great garrison for them. And is a cannon warfare way over here. He needs to get it back on the front line, but may have been body blocked by the sheer panzer quarters. Not sheer panzer quarters, SWS half-track. That's likely going to be turned to sheer panzer quarters. Rifle grenade was thrown, getting some good damage there.
We're losing a capture point. Close it up.
A half-track now getting repaired on up. Pack howitzer has been put up and will throw around into the piping. Over here, Volksgrenadier trying to charge on forward towards the riflemen, but the captain's also here to support as well, so the Volksgrenadier will get ripped apart.
Combat unit ready.
Miss. Probably the A half-track to the Beacon Warfare, I'm guessing. Over on the right side, we've got these forces pushing their way forward. And these Grenadiers are making their way, being forced back by the Riflemen. Bit of a mixed force, 2 Pathfinders here. One of them does have a bar, this one does not have a bar at the moment, but the Grenadiers are getting ripped apart either way. A half-track starting to make their advance. And this is making a soft retreat for reinforcements. He does need the K-Warp to rotate a little bit, and we're seeing some deadly Pack howitzer hit there. Pack 40 finds a great hit there, and if the K-Warp rotates around, he could have got the kill, but he did not. A half-track is also advancing, gets a direct hit there, holds fire state was utilized, and is out of vision range, but he is still in range, I believe. Maybe not? These forces pushing the way forward. Pack 40 got forced back.
Aufgepasst. Fallback position upgrade ready.
Does you research a forward fallback point, which does give him a bit of a distance to support him out. This AA half-track is being repaired, so is this one. Orange has, of course, lost his own AA half-track. And we do have a doctrinal lock-in of Grand Offensive, so there's no aircraft for the US players to shoot down. Remember, if the aircraft come at night, it's the Brits. If the aircraft come by day, it's the Americans. If the aircraft don't shoot up all, it's the Luftwaffe. Stun grenade was thrown and does get avoided. Pack howitzer making their withdrawal, and we do have both these AA half-tracks set up in the area. This one will find a hit on this one, but it's the max range, just needs to move out slightly. The Wehrmacht player has redeployed out his sniper for the austere player. Pack howitzer not running on in. 2 pack howitzers can rip apart forces, no problem.
Is ready for use.
Fresh Stug E has been deployed on the field. Both Grenadiers trying to engage those Pack howitzers. We've got a massive blob of riflemen right here. But we've got some Volksgrenadier and Osas here as well. Perhaps to fall back to the heavy cover, maybe a good idea. Scion has lost the right side of the flank, has set up his 223 in a regular strategic point, not getting additional fuel income. Good hit there onto the Bekennerwerfer. And 1919s are making their advanced sniper. Trying to find a shot, but it's a hold fire there. Will get revealed soon. With a Stug E now advancing. I always find the Stug E's shots not really all too impressive. Does out Incendiary Grenade there, trying to get some good damage there onto the captain. The Volksgrenadiers are now falling on back. And he gets a minor hit there with a Stug E. Good hits there onto the Rifleman squad. They fall on back with LMGs in the region. They, ooh, good hit there. A lot of wounded action. MG42 on the wrong side of the heavy cover. And as the Stug is firing some more shots, with his force fire on the ground to get some good hits over the wall. And the MG42 does go down. He does have one squad here that can pick it up without being wiped. The US player should pass focus fire it a little bit to prevent it from recruiting it. Scott has been deployed out in the field. And does recruit the MG42. Priest can now be called on in for the orange US player. And he does drop a bar there, which the Osas squad would love to pick that one up. The Kenworth does find a good hit there onto the Scott. He will fall back in time. On the right side, I do hear some M1919s. And we also have a captain here getting some good damage there onto the Volksgrenadier.
Reinforcements in. Welcome to the death factory, boys. Stick with me, you might just make it.
Scott's been paired up with the support of the rear echelons. Very nice. We got the two riflemen now making their advance, and that one, that opens up is a double quick one as well. Does have the forward retreat point for the Scion player now. But that can leave him exposed to, say, a Scott or Priest. He's not going for Priest, he's going straight for Scots. So there's going to be a good amount of Scots, or good Scots. There's a lot of Scots. And none of them have a northern accent. These forces are quite wounded as well, getting slowly whittled away by the Strogi. The Strogi is now at Vector C2 at 5 kills. Getting a lot of damage in, that's for sure, and these forces are suppressed and pinned. Getting some good damage there as well. Howitzers are now firing a barrage right there. They both are quite wounded, both have Vector C1. They can use some heat, if they get the Vet2, they can get some heat rounds. And here comes now a Sherman tank advancing. These forces are now falling on back. We do have the Scots now advancing as well, trying to get some damage in. Panzer now charging forward, trying to get some good hits there onto these Scots, but we'll find 2 AT guns. One does finally get a pen. Pioneers here are getting required. We've got the Wehrmacht sniper getting 9 kills so far. Pathfinders are trying to rush on forward, trying to get that Wehrmacht sniper, getting a little bit wounded. Needs to get down to 40% health in order for the scope rifles to instantly pick it off. Stilgi finds a nice wounding shot there. Second one does find a shot as well. These Scots are currently firing, getting some good damage there onto the Volksgrenadiers. Pack Howitzer is firing shots directly into that shipping container. Good hits there onto the captain there, and high explosive round does connect onto the Grenadier. We do have a Pack 43 being deployed now, which will put some rounds in the Sherman tank, no problem. But they're fighting against a lot of Scots, so won't really stay around for all too long. They do need to get some more mobile assets to engage these Scots or take the fight to the Scots. Good damage coming out onto the Panzer IV. Scots do roll some misses there onto the Panzer on the Obstlassens as well. We've got some artillery now raining on in. I'm not so sure from who. It's Panzer artillery. Volksgrenadier is putting some rounds in as well, as the Strogi is also putting some rounds in the region, getting some great hits there on the Volksgrenadiers. The Volksgrenadiers could get wiped. They do get wiped by the unbarred rifleman squad. Putting some rounds into whatever the hell this thing is. A very weird grain stylo. High explosive rounds annihilates the sniper. It looked like it wasn't camouflage. It may have been revealed by an aircraft that was flying over. Pack 43 has not yet been spotted just yet, but no, it may have been spotted. It has been spotted there. Now we're seeing some white phosphorus rounds from the pack howitzers. Over here, we do have the Rifleman squad falling on back. A half-track still in the region, getting some good suppressing fire. Stokis are starting to make their advance, trying to get some good hits there onto the AT guns. Stokis, of course, very vulnerable to AT guns, and we also have a fighting position deployed on out. Bazookas do connect as well, and does decrew the AT gun there. Sherman tank is still in the region, but the Pack 43 is still alive, but he is out of range. Down south, we do have the Panzer forces making their advance. There are AT guns here and a forward retreat point. This Rifleman squad needs reinforcements as soon as possible. Keeping back, he's not ready for combat. This one could stay back for healing as well. Stokis start making their advance, destroy the AT gun entirely.
Enemies are swarming one of our emplacements.
Good hits there onto the fighting position. Tiger tank is now starting to make his advance onto the rifleman. Has hold fire state turned on, does now gets mainly targeted towards the rifleman. This potentially could be a good shot there. They're pretty bunched up. But no, he's retargeted towards the captain. Still has prioritized fire turned on, does turn off prioritized fire. The Wehrmacht player can now bring in some sector artillery.
Americans just eliminated a gun crew.
I don't know why, I don't think I ever heard that line. Americans just eliminated a gun crew. It was a lag going down, but I don't know why, I don't think I've ever heard that line before. Panzer forces are making their advance. Does get a shot there onto the AA half-track. The fighting position is one shot away from death as well. Does take out the fighting position there. Sherman tank being loaded with armor piercing. And we've got some Panzer artillery coming on in. Oops, I hit my microphone once again.
Tank destroyer is ready for action.
Do have a fresh tank destroyer for the magenta player. And we've got a snare there onto the Tiger tank. Pershing is making his advance, trying to get some shots there onto the Pantrex. Does receive a bounce there and a pen. Bashtukis providing some good support fire. They can use their own stun shot onto the Pershing. Jax is making an advance. This Stuck could go down. The other one could stay around to draw some fire or use some smoke rounds. And we do have a Panzer IV going down here, as well as a Scott. Stucky finding a minor splash there. They do a good job of just doing damage, but not necessarily killing. They're wounded. Gets a good hit there. And one AT gun does get decrewed there. We've got a lot of Osas and firepower, but we've got some M1919s, but they're mostly throwing their rounds into the cover. Sturm Tiger has been pointed out. The Jackson's severely vulnerable to the Sturm Tiger at the moment. Does line up a shot onto the AT gun. Good damage there, but not a whole lot. Does get snared as well. He needs these Osas to throw off some frangible smoke grenades. No, he does not throw out practical smoke grenades. Cannonball first making his way forward. AT gun using heat Sable as well as take aim, decreases max range. He's still in range, he's still drawing fire. Panzerfaust and the Cannonball first shot does connect, and another Panzerfaust does take out the
Capture point is under attack.
Jackson. Does take out the AT gun as well. Sturm Tiger still needs to fall back. And more sector artillery is actually raining. Has been selected, has been targeted, I think, right here. Able to get really good coverage. This is actually a pretty good map for sector artillery. Tiger tank going a little bit too far forward. We're seeing some Jackson hits now. Sherman tank coming forward as well. Got Panzerstruck and Panzerfaust advancing, trying to save the Tiger tank. They will save the Tiger tank. We've got a rocket run now coming in, trying to hit these. Stroke East. Looks like the Pack 43 went down at one point in time. Stroke East do manage to avoid the fire, and he has a repair bunker right here.
Enemy forces are securing our territory.
Both of the sheer panzer quarters are firing away. One of the aircraft may have went down. Yep, appears one of the aircraft has gone down. Pershing's starting to make his advance, getting some good hits there into the MG-34.
Rear echelon squad ready for action.
Tiger tank is fully repaired, pushes his way forward now. And the sound, the music has abruptly changed for some reason. It's not related to the Sturm Tiger firing. They're gonna work for does find a good hit there. Bazooka still in the region. Stuggies trying to make this, try to hit some of these riflemen. Volksgrenadiers are holding the line. Has force fire on the ground there, very nice. Tiger tank does find an angle there as well. Sturm Tiger does annihilate the AT gun once again, and the Cannon Workers are making a withdrawal. Pershing being repaired up by the bazookas. In the middle, we do have a pair of Panthers here, as well as the Grenadiers advancing. Shogi does find a good hit there. And we got a Stug G. Full-size Stug has been deployed out on the field as well. Stuggies and Stug G's making advances. Take out the one of the Scots. As the Sherman tank is utilizing some high explosive rounds onto these Grenadiers. One of them is quite wounded, needs to fall back, perhaps use medical. Ooh, full retreat now. Over here, a lot of bazookas here to support the Pershing. Over here, Scott has pushed his way forward, supporting the riflemen in the capture. AT gun has been recruited. Severely wounded, but still alive, but barely. We got a smoke run being called on in this over here, and also gets shot down. Fires can create smoke. Oh, in the middle, we do have the Cannon Warfare advancing, getting some good hits there on the Scott. 2 direct hits there. Both not efficiency, one at least, so they can both camouflage. Both those oranges Scots are severely wounded. And this Opelstotson is the one with 2 machine. It does have the one that picked up the bar as well. It looks like he actually lost his other Opelstotson squad at one point in time. Tiger tank, we're seeing some hits there by the. Sound like the Jackson was actually the arm piercing round. That was the HEVAP round. Another reconnaissance run from the Major. No shot from the Sturm Tiger. Over here, the riflemen are making advance. Though see some incendiary effect there, as well as some Stug shots. Stugs do not get any wipes there, but they will see some bazooka hits. One of them has been upgraded. They both have been upgraded to MG42s to improve their pitiful anti-infantry damage. Could see a stun shot on the Pershing right now. No stun shot from either of them. We do have the Pack 40 in the region as well. We may see as Panzerfaust or 2. Good shots onto this Sherman tank. This one does receive a damaged engine. On the left side, Tiger tank is advancing, withdrawing away from the Pershing. Stug G is advancing, trying to hit that AA half track, and that Sherman tank does go down to Stug E. On the right side,
Tank was just lost.
Sturm Tiger is loaded, aiming for the captain now. Best cancel it. More smoke rounds coming forward. Tiger tank being repaired on up. Over here we do have the smoke aircraft getting shot down. And AT guns do find some good hits there. Multiple good AT gun hits there. Here's the other one. Both of them are unvetted, so no take aim ability. And I do hear Pershing, not Pershing, Priest out on the field. Stokes now receiving some fire as well. And we'll see if anti-tank rifle grenade. Here we do have the rifleman squad push the way forward. Ooh! Dropped LMG, so there goes the Osas. Or maybe just drop the LM. Nope, this one. That was a different Osas squad. He does pick up the MG34. That would be a great item for him. 1919 bar equipped rifleman. Over here, the bazookas making their way forward. We do have the STGs as well. Getting some good damage there onto those bazooka squads. This rifleman squad is quite healthy though. And the person in the region, these Volksgrenadier, were unable to really secure the area. Does roll a miss there. Rifleman still advancing, and does throw a frag grenade. Sturm Tiger resuming some pairs. So is the Tiger tank. I hear Panzerfaust. Tiger tank does get some good damage there onto the rifleman. Maybe we'll get the wipe there, depends on how the next shot goes. Does not get the wipe there. Allied barrage incoming. Closely starting to barrage the sheer panzer quarters right here. And 223 has evacuated to this sector here to get some more income. Could potentially go to the missions point here for more missions, but I don't think he needs much more. The Agcons are being pulled out by blue. Good idea to help engage the Pershing. The riflemen make their advance along the flanks. And the Scion Pershing starting to make his way, or Sturm Tiger makes his way forward. And I think there's going to be a rocket run from the airborne player. Yes, rocket run's now coming on in. A lot of targets here. Does get damage into there by on the Sturm Tiger. And I've got sector artillery now being brought on in by the Austrian player. More and more rocket runs. We do have some AE fire with the sheer panzer quarters. Kenworth first could push the way forward, help engage these forces as these grenadiers are getting ripped apart. And does detonate one of the rear echelon light AT mine, and does spot a regular US landmine here. Also, there's a mine detonation there of some sort as well. Could have been a shoe mine, could have been a US landmine, I'm not so sure. Grenadiers can rip apart as the next rocket run rip apart the Tiger tank. Stokes pushing up shots in. This one's still loaded, wounded. The other one receiving the fire. Stokes received an anti-tank rifle grenade there. Very nice, as this Volksgrenadiers are making advance and gets forced back in melee. There's just too much US infantry in here. Seems like the US players are not losing much of their infantry as the Axis players must lose quite a bit. Sturm Tiger pushes his way forward. Going to vision range, it's not looking great. Going for the 50 cal. And the 50 cal will escape on out there. The Sturm Tiger, however, may not. There is a lot of AT here. And the Stormtiger will manage to escape on out there. The Stoogs are quite wounded. Scion has deployed out Panther. On the right side, Rockman captured the point. More infantry is needed to capture the central VP, and we got a Super barrage. The Super hasn't seemed like gotten all too much. That was his third kill. Not a whole lot. Does use the on-me ability from the captain, forcing that rifleman forward. And does throw a frag grenade as well. That Volkswagen squad may get wiped out. There's a lot of firepower here. Volkswagen managed to escape on out. Oh, never mind. Pack Hollister said you're dead. Tiger Tank receiving quite a bit of fire here, and the bazookas do claim a Shtogi, I believe that was. The carcass is even fully dead. I think that was a Shtogi. Yeah, there's an unvetted Shtog here, so that was the Shtogi. There's also two pair of Shtog-Gs, big Shtog spam, of multiple flavors and varieties. Come to the store near you. And these heat routes are actually getting some damage on the Jagdpanzer. Shtog-Gs making their advance, trying to get some shots there. And again, the music abruptly changes. Which is supposed to look a bit better than the music just doubling up and having two sets of music playing at the same time. We need to see a stun shot there by the Shtog-Gs. But nope, we do not. These forces are ripping apart the Grenadier. We got a lot. There's also capture entry 42, captured by Pathfinder, so able to self-spot. Ooh. Finally, the Sturmtiger finds a good hit on stationary pack howitzers that he probably completely forgot about and probably would never care about if they get wiped out. Rocket run raining them on top of Stugs. At this point, they probably need an Ostwind to help really engage the aircraft. One ship transporter will have trouble versus them taking them out quickly. Six and Foos complete what's there. We may see a bundle grenade here. Goes up a grenade, but not towards the retreat path or the soft retreat path. Stug does go down. Let's get a Stug-E. And the Shtog-Gs are making their advance now. Making some shots off, but they're currently dancing around poorly. The wounded one, at least. Rocket run coming on in. Spreading the fire, hitting the Shtog-E as a bit on the Shtog-G. Riflemen are streaming forward. Claiming the pack howitzers. Okay. Sturm Pioneers both were used to capture those pack howitzers. Probably not really worth it this time. Riflemen gets their anti-tank rifle grenades off on the Tiger tank. Now the Persian Smith makes his way forward, getting some great hits there onto the Tiger tank. Oops, Sturm Tiger does get a good hit there on the AT gun, as well as stunning the Sherman tank for a bit. Sturm Tiger, it doesn't have a whole lot of damage on it, so getting repaired up, nope. Gets reloaded and sit back in the fight, no problem.
We are at 200 points.
Axe players down to 200 tickets. The allies are at 279, so still pretty even in tickets. Another recon run coming out by the Major.
Under attack. Promotion achieved.
Good hits there. Sherman tank and Jackson making their way forward. And do find some hits there on the Pathfinders. Over here we've got the Echelons. We're seeing quite a bit of fire there. Pershing seeing some fire as well.
MAP-1 is on the field.
We got now another Scott deployed out in the field. And multiple Stoke East shots annihilating one of those squads, not getting a full wipe though, but convincing it to withdraw, no problem. A very persuasive argument. Stoke East getting some great hits there onto the rifleman. There's 2 models left. I probably should have kept that around a little bit longer, allowing the Osas to advance and tag them out. Tiger Tank's now advancing. Vet for Tiger Tank. Scots are still in the region as well. Storm Tiger annihilates the MG42 and destroys the gun of the AT gun. Scott can be recrewed. Anti-tank rifle grenade coming forth. Does connect there. And getting some good hits there on the rifleman.
There's a major reporting for action.
More recon runs coming on by Orange. Maybe it's Iron trying to get a time on target. I thought I first saw Ally Barrage. Yeah, he's bringing the priest in to barrage this region. Panthers push way forward. Right, Grenadiers are trying to capture the point. A little bit outnumbered, however. Stokes providing some good, consistent damage. And getting some great hits there on the riflemen. We got the 2 Scots pushing the way forward, which is not exactly a great angle for them. Scott barrages into this region, trying to hit the mechanized HQ. Another recon run coming forth by Purple this time, or Magenta. And getting some good hits there onto the Rifleman. I heard some more, sounds like artillery. I think there's time on target somewhere. Yeah, time on target onto the pack gun. The pack gun does fully goes down to pack time on target. Pershing game, seeing some hits there. And great hits right there. Storm Pioneers could throw a stun grenade to hold them off. Stoke E's coming to support. Stoke G's showing its butt. And it gets annihilated by the 8 bazookas. Holy crap. Stokes are getting some good damage in as well. No squad wipes. Panther charging forward, utilizing heat rounds. Every day you actually see heat rounds on the Panther. It seems like most of the Jagdpanzers are getting heat rounds. Panther will fall back in time. Stoke East making an advance. And this Pathfinder is camouflaged here and not being respotted, which is really good in order to stop the point from being captured up. Storm Tiger's advancing, trying to hit this blob in this region. And he will need to fall back. Does fire. Only gets 1 model of that one. Over here, Rifleman charge on forward. Tiger Tank takes out the Scott. The Riflemen are receiving perhaps the coordinated barrage. No, I'm not sure what's actually being called in right there. It's sector artillery from the Austere player. More and more artillery raining on in. There's a lot of wounded and support weapons in this region. Panther just trying to avoid the Jackson fire. Do we have now a smoke run coming on forward? That may have been largely meant for reconnaissance. Or the Tiger Tank's going to use it to advance, but I'm not so sure. Osas are falling on back, getting 2v1s. Not exactly great. Bazookas and Pershings are to make its way forward. The pack howitzers here are going to get annihilated by the Pershing. But the Tiger Tank will get some good damage there onto the bazookas. Times you wish. No, the Super Cruise is down.
Destroyer is ready for orders.
Stooks will make their advance into 1 Stook G, 1 Stook E. Panthers also here as well. No heat rounds being activated. And it looks like heat vap rounds was utilized by this Jackson. Multiple good pens across those units. And now here comes a rocket run from the P-47s. Paratroopers of Thompsons are now being utilized and now using the tactical advance. Tactical assault.
Krauts are taking one of our points.
I think that's this player here. Looks like they're calling. He's trying to talk to him. Tiger tank has received a bit of fire there. This point has not been captured up. Facing blobs after blobs after blobs. Throwing out more Stoom Pioneers. Maybe could I get out another Stooks of Foos because he needs something to deal with those blobs. He has not been able to deal with them whatsoever. Or Panzer IV. Severely wounded right now. Person's eyeing for the hunt, but may find the Stoom Pioneers instead. Decides to back off. Doesn't like all the infrastructure right in front of him. There is, of course, the mechanized HQ. Good hits there. And now the riflemen are getting ripped apart by the Stoom Pioneers. They actually have a number of bars with them. The Stokes are pushing the way forward. Stoom Pioneer eyeing for a shot. He's going to go for an anti-tank rifle grenade, going to minimum range. Let's utilize the grenade launcher ability.
75 points remaining.
Evap round does connect. Now he's vulnerable to anti-tank rifle grenade, but does not appear to be any. Heat rounds was utilized on the Storm Tiger, or on the Panther, I should say. Does suppress the rifleman here. Not a whole lot of damage on the Panther, but not for the anti-tank rifle grenades there. Getting focused out from multiple angles, and the Axis players have surrendered. This is Grade saying thank you for watching, and on to the next replay.